So here are my, so here, so yeah, so this is the rest of, um, this would have been the retest. So yeah, essentially what I like is I like to see here and then a retest, and then I get short right here for the breakdown, right? Um, but it flushed so fast, I got the move right away. You know, we all like to get the move this fast, so I got lucky. But really, my actual move would have been right around here. Um, this is the retest because here you got your, here's where the break happened, right? Right around here. Takes a while, comes all the way back up to this area, right? So you got pre-market low, you got the daily level, and you just got this big move that happened, started right here. Just really can't go, and then eventually it continues down. Now it's not as pretty as this. You're not seeing the intensity of the volume. I mean, you eventually see a little bit of volume right here on this drop, and then you actually see more here. But by this point, I think you're a little bit more confirmed. But around here, it would have been a different kind of attempt for me. It's not like the breakout and retest and go, because then there's VPA confirming this breakdown. Whereas this one is more of like a, it's rangy, so it's going from this range to this range essentially. Went down, came up, now it's kind of fading back down to the bottom, and this is kind of a different price action and different tape, and that's actually what I'm not that good at. This takes longer. You know, I tend to read into the minute candles more because of the breakouts that I like, and so here you don't want to read into the minute as well, as much. We just want to play like the support and resistance levels and the ranges. So, but anyways, that, I mean, that would have been a sweet trade if I would have then gotten in again. Maybe I could have done a small risk, and then after it started flushing, then maybe added in some more and then gotten a move here. So that's something to work on here. Is maybe, you know, the idea that if you do get a crazy fast flush, you can play it again, or yeah. So I don't know. Okay, so let's move on here. So then I also traded Tesla. I tried Tesla. This was when SPY was selling off. For some reason, I thought that Tesla was going to hold here. It had been holding here. Yesterday it did. It bounced from here. And also, just kind of, it's in a range here. So I'll show you here. You can see right here, it's in a range from, actually we got like a little range here and here. Excuse me, that's not a range. You got a bit of resistance here, and then we also have resistance around here. So basically you have this range here. Boom, just like that, right? So I was thinking it got here, and then SPY might have been done, and so it was going to go back up here because SPY was pulling it down, right? So this was one of those like market play affecting other stocks, and so I played the reversal here. It didn't work out. I actually got out pretty quickly. I'm glad I did because it didn't work. But then it gave a decent trade here, and man, I really messed this up. I'm kind of pissed now that I'm looking at it. So it was rangy, came down here, SPY pulled it down, then it went up to VWAP, then it made a nice compression. Volume came in on this kind of breakdown. I got short. I did chase it a little bit because essentially I would prefer maybe to come up here and then get in here after it kind of proves to me that, hey, this is the level. But man, I still think what I had was fine. And honestly, my original risk, which was like, I think it was like somewhere up here, was great. I mean, let's see here if it was even worth it. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But, you know, I guess I didn't think it would go lower than 701. So, I don't know. This is exactly what should happen. I mean, you have a compression, you have some volume breakout, it struggles, and then it sells off. But this is just, yeah, this is my mess up here. I should have had this one. So I'm definitely going to playbook this one. Did it break the range then when it came down? I think it kind of did, honestly. Well, let's see here. Let's do a 60-minute. I mean, it broke it a little bit, you know? I mean, definitely like this was value. You know, value was between here and here for sure. And it did break it a bit. And, you know, you could have just, that was probably from the SPY, honestly. I think the SPY, yeah, the SPY rolled over again. So honestly, that's probably also market related there. So yeah, so really it was a good attempt. I mean, you had the SPY pulling it down too, along with this compression. You know, here if we look at, let's look at SPY and Tesla at the same time here. That's right around, you know, 14. Yeah, so the SPY was rolling over, got under VWAP by 14, and then 14 was where it kind of doing a little retest and then continuing. So yeah. So I do like that attempt. I'm liking some of my attempts a lot here. I'm thinking that I can really start to narrow them down more and more. Okay, and then I got one more. I got one on snow. I really like this one. So man, I got a lot of levels here. I'm gonna show you what I was seeing here. Okay, so snow, gap up, good earnings. It is a newer stock, less than a year old. We got a gap up, we got a pull back, and if you look on the daily, just a nice pull back to these 2 days here, this range here, close to the 290 psychological even number, bounces off of it, and then it can continue its strong positive movement here, which wasn't all that good looking at first, but you can see that here's where 290 was, reversed, and then, but see, that's not my trade. Some people might trade that. Tyler might want to get in that right there, right? He pulls down, hits a range. That previous range is now support, goes long above it with the idea that it's going to stay now in its own range, or maybe, you know, get up to VWAP or above. But my trade here is, okay, this thing's done going down, came back up. Now it's holding VWAP, but then it's also compressing here. Nice compression. $300 psychological number. Got a lot of activity right here, and then boom, get the breakout with a little spike of volume. Not amazing VPA, but for sure. I mean, yeah, look at the difference here. This is exactly what you want to see on VPA for a breakout. Lowering volume during a compression, right? Because price isn't moving much. That means it's healthy, because you don't want to see a lot of movement during this. And then you get a random spike. Sometimes that can happen just a few minutes before a big move. It happens somewhere in here. And then boom, the breakout with conviction, with the high volume. And then that's my cue. Okay, how do I get in this? And so it held here. I thought about getting in here. This is always a potential attempt to get in here. It makes a little flag and then makes a new 1 minute high, new 5 minute high. Boom, that's perfect. However, it doesn't always work, and because of that, this was a big move up. So a lot of times this is the breakout spot right here, or this general area. So a lot of times price will want to come back down to this, hit that, and then it'll go. And that's what happened. Came down, hit it, got close to above this level, boom, got in, and it just worked out perfectly. Obviously, this isn't that much of the move. You know, look at how much of the move I missed. But I know this. This is my edge right here. I know what level to risk against. I know what kind of price action should happen. We should have good VPA confirming my new highs. A lot of times if this is the high of day, it's even better because then you're involving more players. So I really like this. So you never know how far it's going to go though, especially if you're at high of day. So a lot of times I'll put an one normal ATR here line, and actually since it went all the way down here, this was one ATR right here, so you could see that it went more than one ATR. So ATR is $12, and it went another $2.50. So yeah, I thought that worked out really well. That's just a little chunk, a little meat of the move that I know how to trade. This was a mess up here. Honestly, I got spooked right here. This was terrible. This was 50% partial. This was like a, I don't know, 10 or 25%, which I'm totally fine with because this was right here. This was previous resistance. However, right here, I don't know why I just thought it was coming back down. This was P&L decision. This was terrible. It's 50%. If I had gotten up here, this would have been exactly what I wanted. I would have made exactly how much money I would have wanted to make on this, and it would have been worth it. But because I took this, it probably wasn't even worth the risk. That means that if I would have lost this, I would have lost more than I made here because I got spooked here. So that's a mess up there. So there's a red flag there. So there's a lot of things I can do. I can do better on these trades. Tesla, I'm okay with getting out of break even. However, you got to let this thing play out. I mean, if I'm going to go short here with the idea that this is breaking out, I got to let this come all the way up to here, really, if I need to, before going, or wait for it to come up and then go, or wait for it to roll over, get a new 5-minute low, etc., and then go short. And then the SPY I traded pretty well, so I'm happy about that. So that's all I got. Thanks.